I think Republicans should respond to it based on the facts. And if you look at the facts of what's happening here and what happened earlier on, there was a lot of consternation, a lot of noise being created around tariffs because it's something that our presidents of the United States haven't had as far as their economic agenda. Donald Trump has, and all of the gloom and doom that was predicted as far as the tariffs are concerned, they have not been realized. So I think that you've seen what the markets are saying. You know, you have the great numbers that you just were talking about here. Until people actually feel the impact of whatever this gloom and doom scenario is, that's when it'll probably hurt Donald Trump. But at this point, Donald Trump's tariff policy seems to be working. And I think it's very difficult for Democrats to actually give him credit for that. Talk about what the facts are, and the facts are it's working.
The pain hasn't been, you said the pain hasn't been realized yet.
And because of this collective experience of the last, well, almost 75 years, so many Europeans feel utterly disheartened by the announcement from the United States. Let me be clear, Europe did not start this confrontation. We think it is wrong. But my message to you today is that we have everything we need to protect our people and our prosperity. We have the largest single market in the world. We have the strength to negotiate. We have the power to push back. And the people of Europe should know that together we will always promote and defend our interests and our values, and together we will always stand up for our Europe.
Thanks so much for joining me here at Courageous Media. We have got massive, big Trump news today. Trump jets off to Scotland to play golf at Turnberry and his other resort in the midst of meeting with the European Union and Keir Starmer and other European leaders. And Trump announces today on Sunday the largest trade deal ever. Trump has secured a trade deal with the EU. And so much to the consternation of all the media hacks, like we showed in the first clip, that want to talk about how they were just a few days ago with the Trump trifecta of trade deals, part of Japan, Indonesia, and Vietnam. They were basically having to admit that, wait a minute, all of our doom and gloom about Trump's tariff policy doesn't seem to be working. And Trump seems to be right. But they were still all in for Trump failing to secure trade deals with two of the biggest trading partners, the EU and China. And they thought that if they could use those two linchpins, they could still declare Trump a failure. Well, Europe has bent the knee. That speech by Ursula von der Leyen was just a few weeks ago, where she basically said, we're going to stand up to Trump. We don't want Trump's trade war. We don't want Trump's trade policy. We want it to go back to the way it was before, with our new socialist post-World War II democratic order, where the U.S. basically gets ripped off by everybody, where the U.S., the world's largest consumer, basically takes whatever we give them and we don't buy anything of theirs. Well, Trump said no thank you. And Trump has now secured not just a huge trade deal with the EU, but a trade deal that is very, very, very U.S.-centric. Check this out as we dive into Trump making the announcement from Scotland with von der Leyen right at his side. This is absolute classic Trump stuff right here. Before we dive into this, please smash that like button, turn on the notifications if you haven't already. Please let us know you're here in the comments and let us know what you think. And if you would like, please share Courageous Media with everybody that you know. Help us get on the right side of this YouTube algorithm. Let's check out Trump announcing the deal.
European Union is going to agree to purchase from the United States $750 billion worth of energy. $750 billion worth of energy. They are going to agree to invest into the United States $600 billion more than they're investing already. So they're investing a large amount of money. You know what that amount of money is. It's very substantial, but they're going to invest an additional $600 billion. They're agreeing to open up their countries to trade. at zero tariff. So that's a very big factor. Opening up their countries, all of the countries will be opened up to trade with the United States at zero tariff. And they're agreeing to purchase a vast amount of military equipment. We don't know what that number is, but it's the good news is we make the best military equipment in the world, so sort of you have to do that. I mean, until somebody tops us, which is not going to happen. We're way ahead of every other country in terms of the quality of the military equipment. You saw that recently in Iran, and you see that, unfortunately, you see that often for all the wrong reasons, right? So those things are 750 billion, 600 billion, opening up the country.
So just think of that before we even get into the open markets. Think about the dollar value of investment that Trump has just secured by the EU into the United States economy. 600 billion invested in terms of actual capital investment, build factories, BMW building factories here, Mercedes building factories here, you name it. $750 billion worth of US energy purchases, essentially tying the EU to the US energy market almost exclusively. And then all of the defense purchases, no number value on that, but just assuming it's somewhere close to the other two, now that the European Union, each of the member countries are raising their total defense spending to 5% of GDP, you're looking at well over $1 trillion defense budget. So you're looking at just in terms of initially $700 billion in defense purchases, and that could be $700 billion a year over the next 10 years. But Trump has just secured $2 trillion worth of investment and spending in the US economy. This is amazing stuff.
We are agreeing that the tariff straight across for automobiles and everything else will be a straight across tariff of 15%. So we have a tariff of 15%. We have the opening up of all of the European countries, which I think I could say were essentially closed. I mean, you weren't exactly taking our autos, you weren't exactly taking our agriculture, and then you would have smaller things, but for the most part, it was closed. And now it's open. It's open for our companies to go in and do a good job with it. I think you'll like them. I think you'll like it. And we will, very importantly, they'll be investing a lot of money, but the military is a big number, but that's one number we're not determining. It's going to be whatever it is, but they're going to be purchasing hundreds of billions of dollars worth of military equipment. They're very important. They're going to purchase $750 billion worth of energy. So that's going to be great. And $600 billion worth of investments into the United States over and above what they have. So, and I think that basically concludes the deal. I mean, those are the main factors. I don't think there are too many other factors, other than we're going to get along great. And we have a great relationship now with NATO, which is largely the same. I mean, not exactly, but pretty close, right? Largely. And with NATO, as you know, they're going up to 5% from 2%. And the relationship is very strong with NATO. So I just want to congratulate you. I think it's great that we made a deal today instead of playing games and maybe not making a deal at all. I think it's, I'm going to let you say, but I think it's the biggest deal ever made. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
So this is phenomenal stuff by Trump. $2 trillion worth of European economic investment in the United States. And they are opening their markets to goods that they never opened their markets to before. US agriculture, US automotive, but basically every member country of the EU is now open to US goods at 0% tariffs. Meanwhile, the European Union will be spending 15%, paying 15% tariff to enter the US market. This is shaping up. You're seeing a pattern now. You're seeing a pattern from the original UK deal to the Japan deal, the Indonesia deal, the Vietnam deal. you're seeing a constant pattern here of essentially countries are paying 15 to 20% for the privilege of doing business in the United States of America. You want to sell your imported product into America, you're paying 15 to 20% to access the world's largest consumer market. Meanwhile, we're paying nothing and they're opening their markets to us because Trump realized so deftly that we have all the leverage. We are the largest consumer market. We are the customer. And the customer, as a general rule, is always right. Now, let's hear from Ursula as she had a few comments to say after this announcement. This is great stuff because this goes back to basically her frame of mind and the fact that the European Union bent the knee. Originally, they were going to stand up to Trump. They weren't going to take this. The European Union bent the knee and kissed the ring. Trump wins again.
So I think we should not forget where we would have been on the 1st of August. We would have been at 30%. And it would have been much more difficult to get down now to the 15%. 15% is certainly a challenge for some, but we should not forget it keeps us the access to the American market. And what we are also doing intensively is diversifying to other regions of the world. And this opens up new markets, potential new markets. Indonesia, for example, is huge. It's 250 million people.
So basically, Trump played hardball and he didn't blink. You don't want to do business with us our way. You don't want to open our markets? Fine. You will pay 30%. And I'm sure Trump said behind closed doors, and that number will go up. We'll start at 30. That'll go up from there. We'll make sure you don't sell an automobile in the US market. We will make sure that no European automaker sells anything into the US. And I'll bet you that that's one of the leverage pins. That's one of the hammers he used. And the European Union said, Uncle, we're in, whatever it takes. So now they're paying 15% to sell into the US. We're paying nothing. And the European Union is actually open to US goods. Meanwhile, the European Union is spending $2 trillion into the US market. This is absolutely amazing stuff. And I've got this clip from CNN talking head who lays it out perfectly in that the media and the Dems are finally coming to grips with the fact that Trump, A, knows what he's doing. Trump is popular. Trump has got the country on his side, and Trump is winning. Check this out. This is great stuff from Chris Matthews, disgraced CNN host. Here we go.
To be honest with you, the country is moving towards Trump. I mean, these polls that come out and show him not doing well, I don't buy that. I think his strength is still greater than the Democratic strength. He is a stronger public figure than the Democratic people. I mean, Obama still has tremendous charisma, but Trump has strength. And I think that's what all voters look for. But they wanted a president who is a strong figure, and he's got it. And he can, it's just there. And half the country buys it. That's what I think.
Absolutely right. Trump is strong. Trump is fighting for America, and Trump is winning. America loves a winner and generally hates a loser. Those are the words of Patton. But anyway, so Trump wins again. The European Union, the 450 million person, second largest economy in the world, bends the knee and says, okay, we will take your trade deal. And Ursula is actually getting blasted by people in the European Union saying that they absolutely caved. What concessions did you get? She was asked the question, the video clip I played you, she was asked the question, what concessions did you get from the US? It doesn't seem like they gave up anything. And Ursula's answer was basically, we don't get a 30% tariff and we get stability. Realize that without this, Trump could basically ping pong tariffs all over the place. They would start at 30 and go to 50. Every time we did something he didn't like, he would simply raise the tariff. We would have an unstable business environment and we would be paying north of 30%. The US market would essentially be closed and we would be all the lesser for it because the European Union depends on the United States for defense and it depends on us for their economy to be rocking and rolling. And now they're also going to depend on us for energy. This is phenomenal stuff. Trump wins again. Hey, thank you so much for rolling up. Really appreciate you being here. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about Trump's massive trade deal and the awesome things that he is doing for the economy. Really appreciate you rolling up. Remember, God is good and he is sovereign. It'll all be good in the end. Till I catch you next time.